Hey everyone, and today I'm back. Well, this is our third class, and today we are going to try the hello world in a script mode. So just a quick revision. We understood the basic thing. We started the Python in the last class, and today actually we are moving forward to the real coding world. But don't worry, as the things were very easy and understandable in the last two classes, this one is also gonna be easy and understandable. Just one thing, as we all know that we are following the book on py4e.com and we are following that site also. So this is the class of class 3, but this is not about the chapter 3 of that particular book. We are still in the chapter 2 of this particular book. We are going to discuss few functions which is written over there in chapter 2 of that particular book. But with that, this class is going to be more practical oriented, where we are going to talk that how to handle the CMD things, that is command things, in Mac and in Windows. So in this class I'm going to show you both, that how this command to enter into the Mac and Windows, and we are going to try the hello world in the script today. That is the actual way of coding. So what we are going to do is that we are going to try this hello world in the script mode today, and for that we need few handy things beforehand so that we can write this thing in a script mode and execute that script through Python to see the magic. And with adding to that, we are also going to look on to the two new functions as I said earlier. And the bonus thing, I was going through one of the video of my friend, which was about the command things and command prompt, which is amazing, and I thought that that video can give you an experience that how this command mode or terminal mode on Mac can be used more flawlessly and more useful. So just to have a better idea and experience of that particular command mode, I like to put the link of that particular video in my description box, so you can go and watch that link and that video. By the way, he is having a good content, and it's a kind of a shout out to his video channel also, which is very useful. It is about the efficient corporate, where you do the day-to-day work very efficiently. More on, you can go onto the channel and look for yourself. Anyway, let's come back and go to the basic things. Let's start. So guys, as I told you that we are going to start with the command prompt or the terminal mode on Mac. Why it is important? It is important because through this mode only you execute Python, and whatever code you have written, either you are coding that directly into the system in this terminal mode or command mode, or you're writing it on the notebook and then executing particular file from that notebook to run that particular code, right? So first thing first, if you can see on the screen, I have some commands to do here, which you need to type in the command prompt or in the terminal and see the things. This is like a very basic driving skill, which are basic steps to drive when you drive. So to write the things, to go to the particular location, to execute anything in command mode, these are the very basic steps which I am going to discuss here. So first thing, we are going to see the same command which is happening in terminal and Windows. So to do the same thing in Mac terminal or do the same thing in Windows, what are the different commands which we have? I have made a comparative chart here, so you can see over the screen, and in this chart you will see I have written down some basic commands which you need to execute any script file of Python. So let's start this and see what will happen. So on Mac, I am going to write terminal and open the terminal. Here it is, I have terminal now. Now, the first thing first, when the terminal mode open, you want to know, okay, at which part of the computer I am. I just want to know that which location exactly this terminal mode is in, right? So to see or to know that which part of directory, that means which part of the hard disk you are right now, we have a command called pwd. and here it is. It shows that I am at Shivam MacBook Air. That's it. That is my particular location right now. And if you will see in the Windows, what we are going to do, we are going to write CMD to open the command prompt. And here also, to know where I am going to write CD. And it shows me the folder location. So you see, that is what's happening. Here it is CD in the Windows, and the terminal it is PWD. Next, I want to go to the desktop, right? So what you do in Mac, to go to the desktop, you simply write CD desktop, and now you see you have reached to the desktop, right? Similarly, in Windows, what you are going to do is that you are going to write CD desktop, the same thing, and you're here again in the desktop. Now next, you want to know that you want to go one folder up, means you have opened the desktop folder. Now you want to get back to the place where you were. So you are going to up or you can say you're going to back to the location where you were. So in terminal, we simply write CD dot dot. Do you think it will work? Let's see. Oops, it didn't work. So here I want to say you something. In Python or in coding, you have to be very specific about each and everything which you enter. If you'll notice here, I have written CD dot dot, but it is not working. So what was the mistake? Mistake was, it is not CD dot dot, it is CD space dot dot, and it will take me back to the Shivam MacBook Air from the desktop folder. Here you see, I'm back at the Shivam MacBook Air, right? But so you need to be very careful about when you are entering the codes. Sometimes these small mistakes takes a lot of time and frustrate you, and you think that coding is difficult. So whenever you are going to write coding, we have to be granularly, aware that what we are entering, because small mistake like this can fail the big program and also can fail the motivation. So let's not get into the trap of the small mistakes and be careful that what are we entering. Like just right now I have shown you the example of CD space dot dot and the CD dot dot. Okay, now let's go to this Windows and let's see what is the command. CD dot dot. Yes, and it's working. So that is the difference. In Windows it is CD dot dot, but in terminal, the MacBook, it is CD space dot dot. Okay, by the way, for all those users, viewers actually, who's actually thinking that what is this terminal and what is this Windows command I'm talking about. So basically, there are many operating systems in this world which exist, but the most two common or the famous is Windows, and second operating system is the world of Apple, Mac, right? So Mac has their own operating system and the Windows has their own operating system. And in the real world, most commonly we encounter with both of the systems, right? So that is why my class is oriented towards both of the operating system. So terminal is a command prompt in Apple world, right? In Apple operating system, we call it terminal. And this command prompt is, this word is used of command prompt in the Windows world. So in India, actually the Windows is more common, so you'll be hearing more about the command prompt and all that. And outside India, or nowadays in India also, the Apple has taken a lot of market, and so the terminal mode is also very common. So you may encounter terminal also. So I'm just discussing both of the operating system altogether. There is not much difference. Okay, so you saw that. Now the third, if you want to know, so let's get back to the first desktop. Here we go, we are back to the desktop. In terminal also, let's go to the desktop. Okay, now let's see that you want to know that in desktop how many files are there. You want to see the list of the files which is available there. Maybe after that you want to open your file, right? So what do? You write a code ls space l and see here all the list of the things which is on the desktop is being shown, right? Similarly, in Windows, what you do? You have dir. Let's try this and see all the list of the folders which is on the desktop is there. So these are a very useful, very handy things which you will require when you will try to execute your script mode, right? And this is interesting actually. I don't know why, but black and white window has always intrigued me. It has always, attracted me, because I think the whole world is possible to change through this white and black screen. So having a command on the screen is an amazing feeling, and you will see that there are many useful things which you can do from this particular window, right? So it's called command user interface basically, and right now where you are used to is the graphical user interface, GUI. So we are so used to GUI, but we don't realize that sometimes the GUI is making us slow when you have to do a lot of work together at one point of time. At those point of times, the CUI, command user interface, is really handy, and it's doing things like magic. That's why we also need to know that how does these things work, and it's beautiful, and it's like a power in your hand. Again, as I said in the last class, it's like a magic wand of Harry Potter in your hand, but you need to know that how you are using it. Okay. And in fact, the link I have given in my description box of one of the videos of my friend which I really like, and even I think I have not even talked to him before sharing that, but I think he will not mind. But I think that video is really useful to know that what command things can do, even if you don't understand because you're a very beginner. So don't worry about that, just have a look, you will have an idea. Okay, this is how we can use it. Though he has used Excel with the command prompt to do magical things, but we all can do that, and it's easy, believe me. Okay, so now let's go to the next command. Okay, to run any notebook file saved with the name xyz.py, go to the directory and type python3 xyz.py in terminal window here, and to run the same file in the Windows we have a different method, but instead let's write our own first script and create our own xyz.py. So here we are. So the aim of writing our first code ever in the script mode .py file is going to be hello world. So we are going to try that, and let's see how does it goes. Okay, and we are going to save that file with the name xyz.py. Okay, so let's come back to the system. I'm going to open the notebook first, right? Because you want to write the script, so you need a notebook to write in. So here it is, what? Here it is Visual Studio. As I discussed, the notebook we are going to use is Visual Studio, and let's consider this as a notebook only. Even for me, it's right now it's a notebook, but there are many useful things which you can do with the Visual Studio. But for now, let's understand this as a notebook because it's a notebook at first. Okay, so this is shooting up. Now let's take a new notebook, new file. I want to have a new file, new text file. Okay, here it is. So we have taken a new text file, and now I want to save it. Let's save it first. Why I am telling you to save it first? Because once this notebook knows that the file we are going to create is a Python file, then it will automatically start helping you out with the color codes that what are you writing, is it correct or not. That's really helpful for the beginners. Okay, so I want to save it in the folder called py4e and desktop. I have a folder py4e. Okay, and I want to save this file with the name as I discussed. xyz.py. Since we have saved the xyz.py, so what are we going to do is that we are going to write the first thing. Hello world, this is Shivam, and you have already saved it, so I have saved it now, so the file is ready. Now my job is to open this file through command prompt and run this file in Python. I'm going to do the same thing in the Windows also. New text file, I want to save it. in py4e with xyz.py, saved it here, and then let's write the code, print hello world. Or we can do the one thing, we can just copy this code, because code is same no matter where you're writing, the code is same. Print it, copy, now save this. So we have the file both in Mac as well as in Windows. Coming back to Mac, now I want to run this file, right? So if you remember last time where we are, so I want to know, I forgot where I am, so I want to see where I am, so I just placed pwd and it showed me that I'm on desktop. Okay, now I want to go, cd is to go, I want to go to the folder called py4e, right? Because I want to execute that file, isn't it? Yes, I went out here. Now you see I have reached to the location called py4e, that is I am in the folder. I want to see that how many files are there. So the command is ls space -l. Oh no, what? There is no as such file as this. What do you mean? I have just put in the wrong code. Okay, so let's try again. ls space -l. Do you think it will work? Let's see. Yeah, it worked. So these are the file names which I have already there. Now I want to run only one file called xyz.py, but I want to run that with Python. Okay, so let's start Python 3 space xyz.py. Here it is. Hello world, this is Shivam. You see, you just went to that space, that particular folder, then you spotted that particular file xyz.py, but you want to open that file with a software called Python 3. So you wrote the command Python 3 xyz.py. This is the logic behind that, correct? Similarly, let's do this in Windows. I want to open the command, so cmd command prompt. Here it is. Now I want to go to the particular folder, so I need to go to desktop first. Now I'm in desktop. Now I want to go to that particular folder, cd py4e. Here it is, and I want to open that particular file. But is it python 3.xyz.py again? Wait, I want to see first how many files are there. Directory, these many files, where I can spot my file also, xyz.py, correct? Now I want to open it, but in Windows also, do I need to type python 3 xyz.py? Anyone? No. Windows is smarter here. You don't need to tell the Windows that, hey window, open this .py file. Why the Python, man? Windows, I'm smart enough, bro. I know that .py extension is used for the Python, so I will automatically open that particular file with the Python only. Don't try to be over smart in front of me. Windows may reply like this to you, but it's okay. So let's try this xyz.py. It worked. Hello world, this is Shivam. But I could have also written, like if I am a person, I want to follow my principles, sabita and something, discipline and blah blah. So I'll say, I'm very strict with my ways, Windows. I will write this way. I will write Python and then I will write xyz.py. And again it worked. So this is how you can do it. So in Windows, either you can directly tell xyz.py means any file with .py extension, and the window will shoot that up for you, or maybe you can write Python space xyz.py and the window will open that file, right? So this is Windows smarter here. Sorry Apple. Okay, so you see that in Apple you have to tell them Python 3 space the file name, and here also in Windows you can directly open that file with that file name or Python space file name. Okay, so this was very good. We wrote our first program through script mode, hello world. We understood the command mode and terminal mode. Now we can navigate through folders using this command prompt or terminal prompt, right? Okay, now I want to discuss two more functions. Do you remember function? Of course you remember function. We knew that in Python we are telling them few values, right? When value makes sense, it's called statement, and the number of statements come all together to make a script, correct? So we understand that the values we are giving, and that could be 3, that integer, that could be string, and that could be float, that decimal. But then we understood that there are some reserved words in Python. Whenever you say those reserved words, automatically Python will understand something. There is a code behind those words, but that's okay. Now we have seen something else like print. What is print? Print is a function. Whenever you say to the Python print this, Python goes that and do that, right? So like that, there are more functions, and we are going to discuss the 2 very small but a beautiful function today, which is very helpful. One is int. But before that, we are going to know a more important or more interesting function, that is input. Yes, input. For example, input says user to enter something. Let's see in the real world how does it work. So here I am going to come to here. Here I just want to be in the interactive mode with Python. So I entered Python 3, and I think Python 3 has loaded. Oh, sorry. By mistake, what I did here is that I typed Python 3 on Windows. I could have write Python only. Okay. When you run Python, it shows the description about that. Similarly, let's come to Mac terminal. Here I want to write Python 3, and I'm in the interactive mode. As soon as you come into the interactive mode, you see the 3 chevrons, we say 3 arrows. That means it is ready to understand and listen to you. Here also you can say Windows also, these 3 arrows are coming. That is ready to take the input. Now I want to say, hey, let's s is equal to input So you want user to say the age. Let's say you want to know the age of the user. So you said, or let's say you want to know the name of the user. Okay, and let's say you want to tell the user what is your name, question mark, right? Then you want to break the line. Okay, and here we need to use the backslash, not the forward slash. Okay, and then close though. So what will happen? It will ask what is the name. I will say Shivam. Fine, but you want to print now the name Shivam. See, so input, what does input do? Input asks the user to input the value. So here coder is not giving any value. Here through input function, the coder is asking the user to put the value. But what value do you want? That what value do you want is actually what you write inside the input bracket. That will show to the user that enter your name or enter your age or enter the temperature, something like that. And on the basis of that particular message, user is going to enter it. Correct? But here's a catch. Catch is that through input function, whatever user enter, that automatically come as the string to the Python. What does it mean? What does it mean is that, for example, let's say run this code again. Name is equal to input, what is your name, right? Here, and the user, instead of writing Shivam, says 23, and that's it. Now this 23 is what? Integer. So the Python should have understood that the user has given a value which is an integer, But no, the Python won't understand that. Python will take that particular value as a string. So whatever comes through the user input function, whatever the value is given by the user through the input function is automatically become the string alphabets. So when you actually, you know what, so if I do 23 plus name, it will show me as an error. See, error, correct? But now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change this value to integer using a different function. So what are we going to do? S is equal to, function is int. When you use the function int, it changes everything into the integer, which is of course possible to change, right? So we are going to write int bracket open name. What is name here? Name is a variable. We assigned input function value to the variable called name. So whatever user is entering, that value is being assigned to the variable called name. If you see from the starting also, I wrote name is equal to input, because input is a function. So whatever function the user is going to input, that will go to the name and it will assign to the name, right? So this is what I'm doing. So S is equal to into name. I'm going to change it into integer. So I hope this is being changed, but no, there is some error. It says error is there. So it says okay if it is error. So what to do? There was a problem. So I have written S is equal to int name. Now let's do 23 plus S 46. So remember one thing, the caps are very important. The caps lock, small cap, large cap is very important. You need to be very careful about that, right? Here we wrote 23 plus small s and it worked, but when we were writing 23 plus large S, it was not working at all together. So these are the things which I am learning from my mistake, and I want you also to learn from these mistakes. You see, it's difficult, and I am not going to cut these parts, because I believe that these are all the natural thing which is coming right now I am facing. So you should also know that what kind of error I am facing, and you must be facing the same. So you will solve that particular problem through watching this video. Okay, but here's the magic. See, what I did is that I assigned that int integer value of that particular name. I assigned this to S, and then I added S. But let's try, because I have already changed the value of name from a string to integer by using the function int. So if I do is 23 plus, directly I write name here. Do you think it will work? Nope, it doesn't work, because the name has still the value of 23, which is string, right? So when I turned this name thing, int name, it changed into integer. But now the result of this function int name was stored where? It was stored. What was stored? The integer function and the name variable. The result of this particular function was stored in a word called S. That's why we wrote the command s, small s, equal to int, open bracket, and it was what? Name. I hope you understood this, and if not, please let me know in the comment box. I'll try my best to simplify this more through maybe this screen writing and notebooks, and then it will help you out. I hope I was clear. So this was the end of this today's class, and we are very going to soon to move to the third chapter, which is very interesting. But I require you to practice some exercises which is given at the end of this chapter 2 in the book. That exercise is very important. Practice it not once but twice, and you tell me if anywhere you are facing any problem. We will encounter that problem together. I'm going to tell you, this is going to help you a lot and give you a lot of confidence just by 2 or 3 classes which we had together. Okay, so see you very soon in the third class, and let's learn Python and have fun. Bye bye, and please subscribe, share, comment, for reachability of course, and try to share this whole journey and video to as many friends you can, because you know what, if a single person is trying to move the mountain, it's difficult, but when a community comes together, it becomes very easy. So let's build a community. The motto of the video itself to make a community to learn Python together with all the free resources and the best resources available on the internet, and let's see that how a person from a non-coder background can come and learn Python like a piece of a cake, and of course use the technology. Okay, bye bye, see you in the next video.